Psst. Oi mate, this is DMG. We're going to make bottles and tankards.
Okay, so we're going to make bottles and tankards in this episode. It's going to be a little bit messy, but you know, this is with basic tools. So, we're going to grab a drinking straw and we're going to cut it sort of about 1 centimeter-ish, and just continue that on, and as many bottles as you want to make, that's how many you cut. And then we're also going to make the tankards at the moment, so they're just going to be a little bit short, about 2/3 of the length of the bottles. So that's probably going to be about 2/3 of a centimeter. And then we're going to get some green goblin splatter blood and red paint and dip in a brush and just paint the inside of the bottle ones. So you can use whatever colors you really want to use for this, for the contents of the bottle. So you know, you can mix up the greens, mix up the reds, add in some blues if you wanted to, for wines or ales or yellows or whites, whatever you like. This is just to show the difference when we're actually crafting these. So apply them as you want. It doesn't have to cover it 100%, and obviously, you know, do a variation so you've got a few different bottles to go with. And you'll see here that the paint does sort of start to streak or pull away with the meniscus of the paint, so expect that to happen. So now what we're going to do is grab a toothpick and place one of the bottles standing up on the parchment paper, which is baking paper, and hot glue. Just let gravity do the work and drop it into there. And you're probably going to have to deal with wisps, and then push the toothpick into that. So the toothpick is actually going to form the cork in the top of the bottle, and also helps us to do this part where we can then just use a little bit of glue around the top to form the top curve of the bottle, and then use the nozzle, the heat of the hot nozzle of the glue gun to shape the hot glue while it's curing to get the right shape that you want, and clean up the bottom. So this one was a little bit raggedy on the bottom, so I just put some hot glue on there and just stick it straight back down onto the parchment paper to flatten it out. And once it's cured, you can just push down on that on the toothpick, and you can cut off the remaining of the toothpick, as you can see here with a different bottle. Just cut off the remaining so you've just got enough left to indicate the cork, and that's really what it's going to be looking like at this point. So from here we want to add a label. So what I did was I grabbed this sort of whiteout, it's like a whiteout tape. I found it in a drawer. I have no idea where one buys this sort of stuff. I would assume it would just be in a I don't know, you'd steal it from your office cupboard. And so this, you can push out a few and see which ones get you a nice straight. Put a dab of hot glue on top of it and roll one of your bottles over it, and that will make that nice little white label stick to the actual bottle surface, like that. And then later on you can use some texture or something to write or make it look like a label. So now onto the tankards. So we're going to grab the straws that we use for the tankards, and we're going to get just about 2/3 of that length in bits of toothpick. So just cut off the bits of toothpick, and then grab one of the tankards and a tiny little blob of hot glue on the side of that. Again, be careful of the wisps, and grab one of those pieces of the toothpick and stick it on. So that must be towards the very top, flush with the top of the tankard. Create as many as you want, and then put a blob of hot glue on the parchment baking paper and push the base of the tankard into that. And once that is cured, you can pull that off, or if the glue's a little bit messy, you can just use another toothpick to just clean it up, as I did there, and just keep as many tankards as you want. Just keep putting blobs down and pushing those tankards into it. So once it's cured, you pull it off, and there you go. You've got the tankard base there, and you can tidy it up with a pair of scissors. And then it's a matter of just grabbing your favorite silver or copper or whatever paint, or of course you can use yellow or white, whatever colors you really like, and that's it. So that's how you make bottles and tankards. Now if you like this video, like button. That's right, click it. You will enjoy it. I'm telling you now. You can also check out my website, thedmg.info, where you'll find a store where you can financially support this channel. You can also check me out on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and an email newsletter. And of course, then there's the showcase at the end of this video. If you'd like to showcase anything you've made, please check out my website /showcase. Now get out of here.